Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego. I finally got the live stream to go live. I don't know, Mike, what's going on. Maybe it's that big thunderstorm outside was giving me connection problems. So I am finally live here in the Panhandle, Florida. It's Diego, your host, K1 Visa Extraordinaire. And I don't know, the computer wouldn't connect for some reason, so I had to reboot everything. But we're still starting the show early. Now, Karina, my lovely prometida, she's waiting for her K1 visa, and she's in Bogota, Colombia, but she's originally from Caracas, Venezuela. And I had like 5 or 6 people waiting to join the chat, and I couldn't connect. So, hey, what can I say? Was it YouTube? Was it the internet connection? I don't know, but we got connected. Now, I got my case number after 2 inquiries. I had to send 2 inquiries to get the case number. You know, how insane is that? We've been waiting for over 115 days just to get that. So like I said, our K1 visa is a little different from everybody else's. I'm on my second one, so maybe the Homeland Security folks approved our visa, but they're digging it out. They're digging through it more, but we're good. Diana Figueroa, hello Diego. My case is in transit. High five, Diana. Great news. Todd Make, peace. Yeah, we're at peace now. I sent an inquiry to the National Visa Center. I sent 2 in the last 2 days. All right, I sent 2. I'm irritated. Okay, I sent an inquiry to the National Visa Center, and a few days, about 5 days passed, and they sent me an email back saying, "Here's your case number, but we can't send your visa to the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, because they're closed because of COVID." Okay, so we live 20 minutes. We only live 20 minutes away from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. Karina does. Okay. And she went down to the embassy. She looked around. She talked to some people, and they're open. Then she called the embassy and spoke to the immigration officer at the visa place. And they said, she said, "We're processing K1 visas. We're good. Send us your visa." So I sent an email, an inquiry to the NVC today, and I told them, "Look, the U.S. Embassy is open in Bogota, Colombia. Don't you send me another email saying they're closed because of COVID. Because if you do, I'm going to drop a Senate and congressional investigation on you." I'm not messing around, guys. Okay, let's see what we have here. What do I do now? Diana says, "What do I do now?" Well, if it's in transit, you got to wait for the ready status, Diana. When the embassy sends the ready status to you, and you've been checking, you saw the transit, now you look for the ready status, then you can start processing your visa, pay the visa fee, fill out the DS-160, schedule the visa interview, get the medical exam scheduled. But you got to wait for the ready status. So the embassy's ready for you. Tori, hello Diego, at NVC stage now, how do you track it? Well, they should have given you a case number, and you can use the case number to track it. Okay, go to National Visa Center, Google National Visa Center, track my case, and then look for a website. You can punch in your case number right there. But I'm not going to mess with it. I got a case number too, but I'm not checking anything until I get ready status. That's what I want. I'm waiting for the ready status from the embassy in Bogota. That's all I'm looking for right now. I don't care anything else about in transit, not in transit. All I care about is the ready status. Let's see. So you can track it, Tori. You can just Google National Visa Center, track my case, put in your case number, but don't waste your time. Just wait for the ready status. Charles, game 9P. Hello, Diego. This is Luciana from Rio de Janeiro. Well, hello, Charles. Hello, Luciana in Brazil. Beautiful Rio de Janeiro. Now, Rio de Janeiro, the government of Rio de Janeiro have messed up all the visas for everybody. Americans, Australians, Japanese, people that go to Brazil for vacation. Starting, I believe now is in January of 2024. They got to get a complicated visa. They got to pay for a visa to come to Brazil. Americans ain't going to do that. Americans are going to go to Colombia. They're going to go to Ecuador or Peru or Argentina. They won't go to Brazil if they have to jump through all these hoops. And Brazil's a beautiful country. Karina's brother and wife live in Brazil. Jin, me also, but they said they will send my approved visa to Casablanca. Whoa. But if I didn't inquire, I didn't think they would have given me info. Well, you got to send inquiries, okay? I sent an inquiry to the NVC, and they sent me back an email saying, we'll notify you when we ship your visa to the embassy in Bogota. Well, that wasn't good enough. So I sent them a second inquiry, and then they sent me back an email saying we can't ship your visa to the Bogota because of COVID, but we gave you a case number. Well, that's a lie. The National Visa Center lied. Okay, and I'm going to fix that. Let's see. Jin, what is a reasonable time for the embassy to give an appointment date? Well, that's probably 6 to 8 weeks, Jin, but you need to get in touch with the embassy on the ready status. Okay, go into the SEAC account, go into U.S. travel docs, go into your country, and look and then process it. See what you can do. Keep trying. Turi, thank you. No worries, Turi. Ayub Bua Qualatain. Casablanca consulate is the worst one in the whole wide world. We got refused and gave me a white paper 221G. What happened, Ayub? What happened? Why did you get refused? What's going on? You need to get an immigration attorney. Now's the time to jump in with an immigration attorney to reopen that case. They got to tell you why. Jeff Mantock, hello, Diego. Charles Games, 9P. Me and my fiance are waiting for the NOA 2. Okay. Our process got started on May 2023. It's been 6 months now since we got it started. Okay, you're good. Give it about a year, 12 months, 12 months, and you'll get your NOA 2 letter. And then hopefully the NVC is speeding up. Things at the NVC are getting faster, okay? Not for me, but for everybody else. Okay, so hang in there, guys. Brian and Jacqueline, hi Diego and Karina. What's going on, Brian and Jacqueline? We hope you're doing well and getting this process done in Bogota. Fordang Nibalum, congratulations, Diego. Well, thank you, Fordang. It's unfortunate about the embassy. The embassy's fine. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia are processing K1 visas. So if you are in Colombia watching this, relax. The embassy's open. Okay. I just live down the road from the embassy, guys. I can jump on a bus with Karina when I'm in Colombia and go to the embassy. It's wide open. They're doing business. The problem is the National Visa Center. I think they've hired some outside contractors who don't know what they're doing. And they sent the old Navy guy here a email saying the embassy's closed because of COVID. And it's not. That's not closed. I emailed the embassy. They emailed me back. No, we're wide open. Send us your visa. We'll process it. So I sent another inquiry, number 4, and I was very stern in my inquiry. It wasn't a question inquiry. It was a matter of fact inquiry. NVC, you will send my K1 visa to Bogota. And if you don't, okay, stand by. Tasha Lynn's, Brian and Jacqueline, the NVC really just lie. You're right. Remember, we were having the same problem. Yeah, they're lying. Okay. And I'm calling them out on it. Okay. And I already spoke to these people don't realize I got powerful friends in Washington, D.C. Very powerful friends. Okay. And if I have to drop a nuke, I will. I mean, not a real one, obviously, a political one. Todd Mask, I'm planning on hitting Brazil at some point in time. Would like to set it up. Little bases in multiple places, currently in Mexico. Okay, Todd, well, go to Brazil while you can, because in 2024, you have to get a Mother May I letter to go into Brazil. I guess they got a new government. I don't know. I like this president of Argentina. Now I like this guy, the new guy. I think he used to be played in a rock band back in his past history, but I like this new president of Argentina. Well, or is he running? I don't remember if he's running or if he got elected, but he's a good guy. Tasha Lynn's World, Diego, just a question. I scheduled my interview for 21 of November. Okay. Should I just pay for the DS-160 for my son, or my son, or I should book a date for him as well? Okay, Tasha Lynn's World. You got to pay a DS1. The DS-160 is free. There's no charge for the DS-160. Fill out the DS-160 for your son and for yourself. You have to pay a visa fee for you and for your son. So you got to pay 2 visa fees. And you got to fill out 2 DS-160s. Okay? Print the confirmation page of the DS-160 for your son. Print the confirmation page of the DS-160 for you. Got to have 2 confirmation pages, okay? And you'll be good. Get the receipts when you pay for the visa fee. Get the receipts. Got to have those too. So if you have scheduled your interview for the 21st of November, you got to have all those ducks in a row. Johnny Grand 67. Hi, Diego. What's going on, Johnny Grand 67? BYE. Hello, Diego. How are you? Fantastic. Do you know about the dates Guatemala Embassy? Okay, I have no idea what the dates are for visa interviews at the embassy in Guatemala, but it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get a visa interview there. But what the dates are, I don't know. You have to go online and look for a date to get in. Denise Jefferson, hello, Diego and Karina. Thank you for spending K1 time with us today. Hey, Denise, no problem. We're glad to be here. Now, Karina's at work right now, so I don't know if she's going to be able to watch the live stream. She's working at this. She works at like 2 different ice cream stores as a manager, and she's at the other store today. So she's in central Bogota, not in northern Bogota. Normally, she's in northern Bogota. Jean, thanks, Diego. Can you repeat those sites for tracking? Yeah, just Google National Visa Center. Google National Visa Center case tracker, something like that, and it will give you a way to track it. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm waiting on ready status. That's it. I'm not going to be on my phone Googling, looking for transit, looking for FTP1 letters. I don't care about any of that. I'm going to look for ready status. Then I can get to work on the visa. April Flower, are things speeding up at the NVC and USCIS? Yeah, things are speeding up at the NVC also and at USCIS. Okay, but the NVC is telling stories that are not true. So either there's incompetence, or because they're using message traffic from 2 years ago because they're too lazy to make a new email. That's probably what it is. But they're saying the embassy in Bogota is closed because of Bogota, because of COVID, and it's not true. It's not true. I can see the embassy from our apartment in Bogota, Colombia, from the top floor where we live. Okay, they're wide open. People are getting their visas, they're leaving. They're getting their visas, they're leaving, and they're having a good old time. Hello, Diego. Hi, Tina. Cecile Hema. Hi, Diego. We got our case number. Good. It's in transit. Good. And stated the NVC scheduled our interview date for Abu Dhabi embassy. So how long will we have to wait for the welcome letter? You may not even get it. Okay? I don't know. The NVC is discombobulated right now. I get no confidence in them. So I don't know. I can't answer that. Denise Jefferson, Diego, why do you say the NVC is speeding up? Well, lots of people are getting their NVC welcome letters within some 50, 60 days now, 70 days. It's under 90 days. Lots of people, okay? Not me. Took me 115 days just to get a case number. Boo-hoo, right? It's okay. I'm not worried about me. I'm trying to help you. But they're speeding up. NVC is getting a bit better, okay? Depending on the country and the embassy. Jose Ramirez. Hi, Diego. Do I put the gross income or total income on the I-134 from the IRS 1040 page? You put the gross income, what you made. What did you make in 2022? I think it's line 9 of the 1040, line 9 or line 10. What was your total income? that you made for 2022. No deductions. Okay, none of that. What was your income? So you're going to add up your income, your interest on your CDs or whatever, any, whatever it is you made, the total. That's what you put on the I-134. Johnny Grand, 67. My fiance filed DS-160 on September 1st. Her interview is November 14th. Okay. My question is, does DS-160 need to be renewed? No. If you have submitted the DS-160 to the embassy, if the embassy have it, and you've scheduled a visa interview, and you've printed the confirmation page of the DS-160, you are good to go. Don't repeat the DS-160. Unless you made a blatant error somewhere in the process. You messed up something. But if you scheduled the visa interview, you've submitted the DS-160, you've paid the visa fee, and everything's good, you've printed the confirmation page of the DS-160, you're good. Tina, what do we do on the I-134 if we have 2 jobs? Well, there's a spot on there, isn't there, for where you can put a second job? Immigration really don't care if you have 2 jobs. They only care about how much money do you make. They're going to look at your total income for the year, for 2022 on the I-134. That's what they're looking at. Okay. Then second, they'll look at if you're employed. How did you make the money? But if you have 2 jobs, they don't care. Put down the job you have, the primary job, and how much money you make total. Okay. And then in the remarks block on page 13 of the I-134, put in there, I have a second job. And it's right. This is where I work. That's what I did. I'm a real estate agent. I sell houses. I'm retired military. And I put in there on the page 13, I filled out the I-134, by the way. I'm getting ready for that. I put on there, this is my other job. Let's see. April Flower, is the gross income or total income required for K1? April Flower, how much money did you make in 2022? The total money, everything, without taxes being taken out. No taxes taken out, no deductions, the total income. That's what they're looking at. Todd Mask, I was told by a woman in Campeche, Mexico, that one of the best places to learn Spanish was in Guatemala. Okay. Well, Guatemala is in Central America. It's a beautiful country. I've been to Guatemala, I believe. I've been a lot of places. I can't remember half the places I've been to visit. But yeah, you can learn Spanish in Guatemala. Trashalin's World. Okay, so when I pay the visa fee, should I book a new date or can I work with the 21st of November? Trashalin's World. If you have paid the visa, you haven't paid the visa fee, but you scheduled a visa interview, how'd you do that? Pay the visa fee, and if you keep that day, keep the day. Okay, but you got to pay the visa fee. You got to submit the DS-160. You got to print the DS-160. You got to print that paperwork. If you have a date scheduled, an interview date, I don't know how you scheduled it without paying a visa fee or filling out a DS-160. But if you did, you got to submit that paperwork. Savvy Me, Diego. This is Savvy Me. My fiance is from Barranquilla, Colombia. Barranquilla, way up on northwest Colombia. Beautiful part of Colombia. Waiting for a welcome letter as well from the NVC. Hang on there. Oh, we're hanging in there, my friend. We are almost there. You are right. Does my fiance have a daughter, and we are bringing her too? Okay, so your first language is Spanish, right? Savvy Me. So your English is good, but it's getting there. Okay, you're saying you have a daughter. You have a daughter, and that's great. K2 visa all the way. High five. Bring the kid to America. Bring her to America. That's fantastic. What an opportunity for that child, for her daughter. What an opportunity. Savvy Me. So I have to file DS-160 for each person. Yes, Savvy Me. If you are bringing 5 people to America, you got to fill out 5 DS-160s. You got to pay 5 visa fees. Okay. If you're bringing 2 people to America, you got to fill out 2 DS-160s. You got to pay 2 visa fees. Okay. And each one, do you understand? And everybody has to have an I-134. If you're bringing 5 people to America, you got to fill out 5 I-134s, 1 for the beneficiary and 4 for the kids, 1 for each kid. Okay. If you're bringing 2 people to America, you fill out an I-134 for the beneficiary, and you fill out 1 for the child. Okay. All right. And you pay a DS1. You got to fill out a DS-160 for each person, and you got to pay a visa fee for each person. April Flower. So we are adding the total income without business deductions, right? Well, if you're, are you self-employed? So what does your 1040 say on when you fill out the 1040? Did you pay tax on the total income, or did you do deductions? And did you make a new total? Did you create a new total income by deductions? Did you deduct a bunch of stuff from your business and use that to pay tax on? How much money did you pay tax on? Did you pay income? Did you pay tax on the total income, or on the money, or on the income after deductions? Tell me that. I'm not a CPA, and I'm not an immigration attorney. Okay, I'm not giving any legal advice at all here, zero. But I know the process, and I can help you. But I got to know, did you pay taxes on the total amount or after deductions? Charles Game 9P, my fiance Steve is American, okay, and lives in Maryland. Great. Sheena, our friend Sheena lives in Maryland, and I'm I'm Luciana. Well, hello, Luciana. I'm Brazilian, so you speak Portuguese. Don't speak Portuguese. I can't speak Portuguese. And live in Rio de Janeiro, okay? He got our process started in March of 2023. We are waiting for about 6 months now, okay? Well, you're halfway to your NOA2 letter, okay? Hang in there. You're halfway to your NOA2 letter. You are right at the midway point, okay? And we give our best wishes to you and your family in Rio de Janeiro, Karina and I. Karina's in Colombia. Jose, but she's from Venezuela originally. Randall Wheat, look at that super chat. Oh, thank you, Randall. Now, Randall's got good news. Sharon Persekian. That's a super chat from Sharon, too. Thank you, guys. And Brian and Jacqueline rounded out with a hat trick. Brian and Jacqueline, hang in there, Diego and Karina. We know you'll get everything solved with the NVC. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have congressmen and senators crawling up their tush if they don't get their act together. And thank you for the super chat, Brian and Jacqueline and Sharon, Mountain Dew, and Randall. Thank you. Let me see. Let's see here. Jim, thank you for the information, Diego. It's good to know I'm not alone. No, you're not alone. I'm currently deployed with the military overseas and ready to get married. Hang in there, everyone. Well, thank you for your service. Lamin Jabang, hello, Diego. How are you? My fiance have approved letter, but not have NVC case number yet. Send an inquiry. You'll get a case number. Sharon Persekian, hi, Diego. Sharon, thanks for that super chat. Thank you. Jeff Mantalk, Diego, my fiance has 3 children. Her eldest son is part of our K1 package. However, her 2 younger boys are already in the immigration process to come to the U.S. to live with their godfather. Now, that's interesting. So you got 3 kids. Now, I hope you included all 3 children on the I-129F, because immigration needs to know how many kids your beneficiary has, even though they are on another K1 on another visa package. So they're in an immigration process to come to the U.S. to live with their godfather, but you got to make sure immigration know that. Okay, so hopefully you included the three children on the I-129F, so that immigration know that your beneficiary has 3 kids. They need to know that, even though they're in another immigration process. It's just information. And then you need to, when you go to the visa interview, you tell them they're already under another immigration. They're in another immigration package. Jeff, what should we bring to the fiancé visa interview? Well, I just made a video, Jeff, about how to assemble the documents for the K1 visa interview. And it's probably 2 or 3 days old. If you go into the videos, look in the videos and look for how to assemble K1 visa package for the embassy, and you watch that video and it will explain it all to you. Bud Garcia, hello Diego, what is a NOI? Notice of information. Notice of information. Notice of action. Notice of information. Somehow immigration has sent a notice to you or somebody regarding your visa package. Artur, hello, Mr. Diego. Artur in Algeria. What's going on, Artur? Sharon, still no approval on my application. NOA 1, September 14th. Okay, Sharon, you got to be patient. And this month, or the end of this month, or the beginning of next month, the beginning of October, you'll get your NOA 2 letter. Okay? Trust me? You trust me. You have confidence in me, right? You're going to get it. In the next 3 weeks, you'll get your NOA 2 letter. Okay, Sharon? Bud Garcia, is this something I should worry about? No. You got to find out, where does it say NOI? It's a notice of information. Where did you see that? Where is it? They could be just updating your K1 visa. They're giving you a notice of information, something updated somewhere. Sharon, hang in there, Sharon, okay? And thanks for that super chat. Brian and Jacqueline, thank you for that super chat. Bud Garcia, don't worry, no. Something updated in your visa package, that's all. Tashalyn, I paid for myself first, but not my son. I'm doing my son DS-160. Now, when I submit it and pay the fee, should I schedule a new date for him or work with the date that I have for yourself? Tashalyn, your son needs to come to your K1 visa interview right at your side. When you go to your K1 visa interview, your K2 son will be with you at that interview, side by side, okay? If he's not, there's a problem, okay? Don't schedule a different interview date. The same one, okay? The K2 is called a derivative, okay? You schedule the K1 visa interview. You fill out the DS-160, you pay the fee. Then you fill out the DS-160 for your son, you pay the fee, okay? And the interview is going to be on the same day, the one you scheduled for yourself. Les F, how long is the waiting period to get a U.S. driver's license? Well, you got to file for adjustment of status. Then you got to wait for the Social Security number. When you get the Social Security number in your hand, Miss Beneficiary, go to the driver's license place, take the drug and alcohol test, take the exam on road signs, and then take your driver's test, and then you get your driver's license. The wait time is all dependent on how long it takes before you get your Social Security number, because you got to have a Social Security number to process a driver's license. Well, you do in Florida. I don't know about California. I don't know. I think you get a driver's license in a cereal box in California. No, I'm just kidding. That's not real. Okay. I'm just joking. Kaiser H. Hello, Diego. Congratulations on getting your NVC case number. Well, thanks, Kaiser H. Have you also got your welcome letter? No, I haven't. Didn't get a welcome letter, just a case number. But I sent an inquiry today to the NVC that's going to stir their britches pretty good. Tina, if I changed jobs after submitting my I-129F and before my fiance has his interview, do I have to update anything? No. You don't have to tell immigration. You don't have to write to USCIS. If you change jobs in the middle of an I-129F, K1 visa in process, all you do is update the I-134. So you get your K1 visa process, you get your NOA 2 letter, then you get your case number, your invoice number, fill out the I-134 with the new job. And then in the remarks block on page 13 of the I-134, give a little explanation. I changed jobs. It's no big deal, Tina. You have got this, okay? Jeff Mantock, I sent them a letter to tell immigration after we filed. Okay. You explained it, right? You explained it. Subjected November 25th filers. Okay. Subjected. November 25th filers. What about them? Do you have a question for me? I will help you. Jin Ganesh, hi Diego, good night from Guyana. Well, hey Jin Ganesh in beautiful Guyana. I got my in-transit status from my visa. Okay, it said your interview date was provided to you by the National Visa Center. Okay, I like the way you spell center. It's that's the European way of spelling center. I did not receive any email or welcome letter. Email the embassy. Okay, email the embassy. It doesn't make sense. Guyana, you should be scheduling the visa interview, not the NVC. You're probably reading the information about the spousal visa. Are you on a spousal visa? Are you going through a CR1 spousal visa or a K1 visa? Erwin Sanders, update. Attended interview at U.S. Embassy with fiance 2 months ago. Didn't bring divorce decree. So when I got home, I used FedEx to send it to her and turn in. She sent to the embassy 2 weeks ago. Waiting. Well, here's the secret to the solution. If you have been divorced in the past, you must bring certified copies of the divorce decrees to your visa interview. If you don't, you're going to go into a 221G administrative hold. So if you are divorced, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, get your final divorce decrees certified from the courthouse, okay, and make sure your beneficiary gets them. So that's not good, Erwin, but, lesson learned, right? You'll get the visa. You just got to wait out. They're making you wait. Brian and Jacqueline, thank you for all the information and videos. Diego and Karina, no worries. Thank you, Brian and Jacqueline, for all your super chats. When I go to Colombia, okay, hopefully next month. By the time immigration get done reading my latest inquiry to them, I'm pretty sure our K1 visa is going to be in Bogota on the next plane. And then when I get to Colombia, we'll do the live stream from Bogota. So you guys can hang out with Karina in person, in live with us, not just me all the time. But Erwin, you better hang in there, my friend. Hang in there, Erwin, okay? You'll get it. You'll get your visa. Mohammed Al-Saraji, hey, when is the best time to add more proof of relationship? At the visa interview, at the embassy interview. When you adjust the status for the green card, that's it. Do not send anything out. If you've already submitted your K1 visa to USCIS lockbox and they've assigned it to a service center, you don't send nothing else to them. Now you wait for the approval, okay? Now you wait. If you got more stuff you want to add, bring it to the visa interview and include it when you apply for the green card. Tashlin's World, thanks. Now I understand. Tashlin, did I unconfuse you? Aren't you glad you're watching the show tonight? I just took you out of a nightmare, right? Now you got it. You figured it out. Mohammed, when is the best time? Yeah, Mohammed, I just answered your question right there. Thank you. I understand now. Tashlin's World. Great. Sorcha Anderson. Hi, Diego. My fiance has 3 kids. Should they be included on the I-134? Yes, Sorcha. Yes. On the I-134, okay, you're going to list your beneficiary's name. Then you're going to list the kids' names, 1, 2, 3. And then at the bottom on the right-hand side, I think this is on page 4, if I remember, you're going to put 3 dependents. She's going to put 3. Or no, you're going to put it. Your beneficiary doesn't touch the I-134. The beneficiary doesn't touch the form, doesn't sign the form, nothing. This is the sponsor's form to prove that you can support your beneficiary when she comes or when he comes to America. So when you fill out the I-134, Sorcha, you're going to put your beneficiary's name, and then you're going to put the 3 kids' names under her name, and then you're going to add up the 3 kids and under the beneficiary section, and it's going to be 3 dependents. Okay? Then that way, immigration can calculate the family size, so they can figure out how much money you need to make to support them to qualify for the visa. Then you have to fill out 4 I-134s, 1 for your beneficiary and 1 each for the kids. Okay? Each child gets a separate I-134. All right? And the beneficiary gets an I-134. Kaiser H. Diego, do U.S. embassies and U.S. consulates fall under the Department of Homeland Security or the Department of State? They fall, the U.S. consulates fall under the Department of State. The embassies and the consulates work for the State Department. And the Secretary of the State Department works on the 7th floor of the State Department in Washington, D.C. Guy Trainer, I got the ready status and welcome letter from the embassy. And when I went to schedule my interview, they said no slots were available until next year. Nah, that's not true. Santo Domingo, no. Santo Domingo are processing visas. Don't believe that. You keep getting on that computer and keep trying to look for a visa slot, okay, an interview slot. That's a lot of people are going to read that and they're going to give up. They're going to throw in the towel and they're going to wait till 2024 before they start looking for a visa slot, right? Don't you do that. You are part of the Diego K1 visa team. You're going to get on that computer every day until you find an open slot. Then you're going to schedule your visa interview. And then you're going to thank me for that information later. All right? Sharon Persekian, of course I trust you, but it's very frustrating when I see September 20th and other dates being reproved. Yeah, don't look at other people's K1 visas, Sharon. Everybody's K1 visa is different. Look at our K1 visa. I've been waiting 115 days after NOA 2. And then I had to send 2 inquiries just to get a case number. And then they send me this bogus email telling me a lie about the COVID and the embassies being closed. Now, there's lots of people with beneficiaries in Colombia who won't do what I do. They believe immigration. They go, oh, wow, the embassy's closed. Oh, we're just going to have to wait till we can get an interview. And it's not true. Okay? I'm telling you, I'm helping you guys get through this. Okay? I'm going to help you. Let's see. Paya is looking for Eno. Irwin, yeah, I heard it takes 2 to 4 weeks for others in my situation for the visa approval. Yeah, no worries. Jin Ganesh, hi Diego, I'm on a K1 visa. When I track it, it's in transit, but it says your interview date was provided to you by the NVC. Are you in a K1 or a spousal visa? If you're in a K1 visa, Jin Ganesh, you have to schedule the interview, not the embassy, not the NVC. You have to. The only time the NVC will schedule a visa interview for a person is if they are in a spousal visa, a CR1 or IR1 visa. Then the NVC does it. But if you are in a K1 visa, you have to schedule the interview. Sorcha, the sponsors kids I was talking about. Sorry, okay. The sponsors kids. So the sponsor is going to put his name on the I-134, and underneath his name, he's going to write his kids' names, and then the total, however many kids he has, that will be how many dependents he has. Okay, so scratch the beneficiary part of it. You go to the sponsor part of it. It's all a numbers game. Immigration is just trying to figure out how big is the family. That's all. And how much money does the sponsor make? That's what they're trying to figure out. And it's complicated and it's confusing. And I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you guys, okay? Nong Vang NV Homes. Hello, Diego. While I'm waiting for my NVC welcome letter, I noticed my NOA2 approval letter that I received doesn't have a priority date. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. Pete B, look at you. Just do it, Pete B. Pete B, you're keeping me in Mountain Dew all week. Plus a bunch of other folks too. Don't worry about that date, okay? Let me see here. I don't want to miss anybody. The priority date. How will this affect the NVC welcome letter and SEAC login? If there's no priority date, then you use the receipt number from the NOA2 letter, okay, or the case number, or the invoice number. Jan and Philip, you got it. Jan and Philip. Hi, Diego. Me and my fiance got our NOA1 March 2023. When do you think we'll get our NOA2? Well, probably January or February of 2024. When do you think she'll get her visa? 4 months after that. Which country? The Philippines. The Philippines are pretty good. The embassy in Manila is processing visas pretty quick. It goes to ready, it goes to transit, to ready, to embassy, boom, very quickly. So by the early next year, you guys will be reunited, okay? Jan and Philip. And which part of the Philippines? You know, I got friends that live in the Philippines. My friend lives in Dumaguete, and he loves it. Big old, he rented a big house on the ocean. Man, he married a Filipino, and there's no way he's going to go through a K-1 visa or a spousal visa. He's like, I'm not doing that. So he moved to the Philippines, but he lives in Dumaguete. Paya Paya, hi Diego, I'm from India. I know, Paya Paya. I got NOA2 August 24th, 2023. Still, we are waiting for the welcome letter. Me too. We're in the Me Too group, which is the declaration of finance. Let me see. What do you know about the processing? Just wait. Just got to wait. Hang in there. Just wait. Be patient. Kaiser, Diego, did you get any updates on the Form I-134? Use the current edition of the Declaration of Financial Support. Use the current one. Right now, you can still use the July 31st, 2023 form, okay? Tashlin, does the visa receipt important to bring to the interview? Yes. Yes, 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 Tashlin's World. You must bring the receipt that you paid for the visa, the MERV receipt. You must bring it to the visa interview. No visa, no receipt, no DS-160 confirmation page, no visa interview. Sharon, got to go back to work. Thanks for all you do. Sharon, well, thanks for that super chat. Much appreciated. And looks like Karina is sending me messages here. Maybe. I don't know. She's at work. Mohammed, I heard that the Casablanca embassy are very strict. What is your advice in general if someone gets a strict interview? Answer the questions honestly. Visa, you just got to be honest and upfront with the immigration officer. If you don't know the answer to a question, just say, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Honesty is the best policy. And be calm and cool, okay? And maintain eye contact. Just maintain eye contact a little bit back and forth with the immigration officer. Be professional. You'll be all right. Jin Ganesh, Diego, so should I go ahead and fill out the DS-160 and schedule the interview when it's in transit? No. Jin Ganesh, wait for the ready status. Wait for the ready status. Don't do anything until you get the ready status, okay? The embassy's not ready for you, okay? They're not ready for you. Wait for that. LK, can you pay the visa processing fee before the medical exam? Yes, of course you can. No problem with that. Bud Garcia, how long does it take to receive the letter from the USCIS? Oh, probably about 10 days. If it's an NOI, it could be an RFE. Notice of action, notice of information. Maybe they're sending you an RFE and they want more information. But it takes about a week to 10 days. John Labatt, my friend, I asked about tax transcripts. You skipped by it. John, what's the question? Okay, here's the thing with tax transcripts. Okay, you need 1040s, you need tax transcripts, W-2s, 1099s, pay stubs 6 months worth, a letter from your boss or your employer, okay, stating where you work and how much you make. Got to bring all that to the visa interview. And I don't know why I keep getting text messages. Okay, so let me see, John. Let me see if I can find your question. I don't see it. It didn't pop up on the stream. So ask me again, John. Sorry about that. Jan and Philip, thanks, Diego. I appreciate you. We're from Cebu and Leyte. Oh, beautiful Cebu. Yes, you should visit. I'm going to visit Cebu. That's on my list. But first, I got to get Karina here. And then I got to get her U.S. citizenship. Well, she'll do that. And then get her a U.S. passport. So we don't have to go through all this immigration stuff again. All right. I've had it up to here with immigration. Okay. But that's okay. They're not getting into my head. Okay. Everything's good. But we're going to go to Cebu. It's a beautiful part of the Philippines. And what's the name of the person that's a famous person in the Philippines? Was it Lampu? He defeated the Spanish single-handedly. He kicked the Spanish out of the Philippines. Just like Simon Bolivar kicked the Spanish out of South America, Simon Bolivar is the hero of South America, and George Washington kicked the British out of the United States. He's the hero of America, but the Philippines, they have a hero too. And there's a big statue of this hero, I think in Cebu. I can't remember the name of this of your famous person that defeated the Spanish. Lampu, I think. Educate me on that. Let's see. So John, repeat the question for me, okay? On tax transcripts. Let's see. Abdul Wahab Kanu. Good morning. I am from Abu Dhabi. Beautiful Abu Dhabi. I got my approved NOA2 on the 30th of August. So what's next? Now you wait for the National Visa Center to send you a case number. Ingrid Rogers. Hi, Diego. I received the email with my welcome letter yesterday. High five. When do you think I'll see the ready status? Probably about a week. It depends on the embassy, Ingrid. How busy is the embassy? What country? Which country? Play. Record breaking this week. 1,540 cases approved this week. That's pretty good. That's what? That's like 6,000 a month plus 7,000 a month. So things are speeding up, like I said, right? Carlos Zambrana. Mr. Diego, if I potentially made a mistake on my DS-160, can't see the form anymore, just have confirmation page, and already have interview date, do you think I should do another DS-160? No. Clarify it at the interview. Don't submit another DS-160. You're going to confuse the immigration officer. Just leave it. Don't do it. Just say, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Okay? And correct it there. Jin Ganesh, okay, thank you so much, Diego. Appreciate it. No worries. Shinzi, hello, Diego. I got the email from the NVC yesterday, and I think this is the welcome letter. It shows on the title K1FTP. K1FTP means your visa is in an airplane flying to Indonesia, right? Is that right? Am I right? It shows I have questions. Can I fill out the DS-160 form for my foreign fiance? You can help her. Yeah, if she can't speak English, needs help, sure, you can help her. You can help her. John Labatt, no worries. If I asked if we call that 800 number, we asked for tax transcripts. 2023, 2022, 2021. 2023, it's impossible to get tax transcripts for 2023. You haven't paid your taxes for 2023. You pay those in 2024. So you can't get tax transcripts for 2023. But you can get them for 2020, 2021, and 2022. Call the 800 number, go through the prompts, and they will ask you what year. I want 2022. You type in 2022. Boom. And then they ask you, do you want another year? Okay, yeah, 2020, 2020. Do you want another year? Yeah, 2021, 2021. Boom. Get them that way. You can't get 2023 tax transcripts, John. We're still in 2023. Jan and Philip, yep, Lapu killed Magellan. That's right, it was Magellan. And he was the Spanish conquistador trying to take over the Philippines. And Lapu kicked his tail out of the Philippines. Just like Simon Bolivar had a big battle, okay, north of Bogota. That was a big battle, Simon Bolivar, okay. He didn't have a really big army, and he defeated the Spanish. Lapu. I'm good, right? I'm good with Philippine history. A little bit. Y05, Diego, it's me, Charlie. Hey, Charlie, how's your beneficiary? How's your fiance doing? Is she hanging in there in Venezuela, right? How's she doing? And then Shinzi, right? Aren't you trying to go through the Shinzi? Isn't your beneficiary in Indonesia? Didn't you ask me a question about whether you can go to her visa interview? Yeah, Indonesia, Shinzi. Is my memory good? You cannot attend the visa interview in Indonesia, Shinzi. Only the beneficiary and or a translator. But the sponsor cannot accompany the beneficiary in the visa interview. Okay, I promised you I'd give you an answer, and I got an answer for you. So Charlie, I hope you're doing well, okay? I hope your beneficiary is doing well in Venezuela. Let's see. John Labatt. Oops, I'm rushing. Oh, no, don't rush, John. Thanks. I needed this in writing. It's for Gigi in Cebu. Shinzi, yes, thank you, Diego. No worries. I found the answer for you, Shinzi. John, okay, don't rush through 2023. Let's just get through 2023 one day at a time. Okay, let's not pay the government taxes sooner than we have to. They get enough money, right? And they waste most of it on whatever. K Messenger, good evening, Diego. Hope all is well. Greetings from. Now I have trouble pronouncing that. Tlaxcala, Mexico. Okay, now my Spanish is pretty good, but I'm having a hard time pronouncing that city. But I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. Okay. John, go ahead and get your tax transcripts for 2020, 2021, and 2022. Use that 800 number. And Shinzi, you can't go to the embassy interview in Indonesia. Okay. But you can go to Indonesia and hang out in the lobby, but you can't take your cell phone in there. So you're going to be bored. Bring a newspaper and read it and wait for your beneficiary to get her K1 visa approved. Tina, do you know if we can attend the interview fiance in Senegal? I don't know, Tina, but I'll find that out too. I'll check on that for you. Senegal. John, I know, my friend, I never rush. But I appreciate your advice. No worries. You're good. John, just be patient. Daggy, happy Saturday, Diego. Anything new for you from the NVC side? Yeah, they suck. Sorry I'm late for your show. Also, any updates for I-134? I-134, you can use the current edition, okay? So if you are getting ready for a visa interview, Mr. Beneficiary, your sponsor needs to get to you an I-134 original signed copy, okay? It has to be original, not a scan, not an email, not a Photoshop, the original form with black ink. Okay. So anything new from the NVC? Yeah, I put my foot in their rear end today. That's new. Don't worry, you're not late, Daggy. You're never late. Nobody's ever late for this show. You are occupied elsewhere, but you're never late. Any updates from the I-134 process? Use the current edition. Ingrid Rogers. My fiance is in the Dominican Republic. Also, yesterday I checked the case number and it says in transit. Okay, so what you're looking for is ready status, okay? And then you can schedule the interview. Abdul Wahab Kanu, how many days to get a case number from the NVC? Well, it took me 115 days. And that's with 2 inquiries, okay? Being very politely forceful. So, but I'm seeing them get done. Other people are getting them within 50, 60, 70 days. So things are definitely getting a little faster at the NVC, okay? They're getting faster. They are. Not for me, but they are getting faster. Diana Figueroa. Hello, I was just reading and my NVC case says in transit. Good. And after that, it says your case is in transit to consular section. Okay. Your interview date was provided to you by the National Visa Center. No, it wasn't. You're in a K1 visa. That kind of stuff is bogus information that goes along with a spousal visa. You're in a K1 visa. Are you in a spousal visa or a K1 visa? What visa are you in? If you're in a K1 visa, you have to schedule the interview. Or unless the embassy has changed its procedures. Okay, Diana, you're in a K1. Email the embassy and ask them their procedure. Ask them, what do I do? These ambassadors, they like to change the rules. They run their embassies and they change stuff around. So, but I think you're going to find, Diana, you have to schedule the interview, okay? I think what they're talking about is a spousal visa. Okay, so after paying the visa fee, you can reschedule the interview? Well, you pay the visa fee and then you schedule the interview. Why would you want to reschedule the visa interview? If you paid the visa fee, then you schedule the interview. Why would you want to reschedule? I don't understand that question. Okay, ask me again with more information. K Messenger is pronounced Kala. It's not Spanish. It's an indigenous word. Well, that's why I can't pronounce it, because it's an indigenous word. What is it, like Amazonian, Inca? It's an interesting word, very interesting word, but I can't pronounce it. Kaiser H. Diego, also check for me whether the petitioner sponsor can attend the K1 visa interview with the beneficiary in Mumbai, India. Okay, no problem. So I got India and Senegal. Diana, is it normal? I thought yeah, you're supposed to schedule the interview, Diana. Immigration, the NVC are sending out all kinds of bogus stuff. And I'll help you. I'll unconfuse you, okay? I'll help you get through this. John Labatt, I have a question. Can a person come to America and obtain an international driver's license so they can drive in the U.S. when they get here? Well, you can drive in the United States while you're waiting for your K1 visa if you have a foreign driver's license. But when you get the K1 visa, here, let me explain it to you. You can drive in America on a foreign driver's license while you're waiting for the green card. Let me make this clear. But when you get the green card, you got to get a U.S. driver's license. Okay? So if you have a foreign driver's license, like I can drive in Colombia, I can drive a car in Colombia if I'm a tourist on a tourist visa. But if I get permanent residency in Colombia, I can't drive on my Florida driver's license in Colombia. I have to get a Colombian driver's license, which I never did do. There's no way on the planet Earth would I ever drive in Colombia. I value my life, but that's the way it works. So you come to America, you adjust the status to green card. If you have a foreign driver's license, you can drive on it until the green card arrives. When the green card arrives at your door, you can no longer use that driver's license to drive on U.S. highways. You got to get a U.S. driver's license. Diana, K1, Diana, you got to schedule the interview. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure on that country. Bud Garcia, why does it take so long to do everything the right way with all the paperwork and people can walk over the border? I left that same question with a congressman in Washington, D.C. today. The exact word for word, I left that same message on his voicemail. Daggy, I sent all documents for my fiance yesterday with the current edition because his appointment is next month. That's fine. You're good. Do I have to send another I-134 if the form changes like a week before his appointment? Well, it's going to be impossible to make that happen. So no, you're good. Y05, sorry, Diego, I missed your information. Well, you're good. You hang in there, Charlie. Clay R15, when do we submit DS-160? We got the email with the NVC number saying it was being sent to the embassy. You complete Clay R15, you do the DS-160 when you get the ready status from the embassy. When the embassy says they're ready for you, submit the DS-160, pay the visa fee, schedule the interview, get the medical exam done. Janet Smith, hi Diego, do we need to take another letter of intent to the interview? Yes. You got to write 2 new letters of intent to get married, and you need to write them and date them about 2 weeks before the visa interview. Original letters, okay, not scanned copies. Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you're going to write a letter of intent to get married. 2 weeks before the visa interview, sign it and date it. And then Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, you're going to write a letter of intent to get married in your country's mother tongue if you cannot speak, read, or write English fluently. If you live in, let's say, Colombia, and you speak and read and write and fluent English, you can write your letter of intent to get married in English, sign it and date it, okay? If you cannot speak English, if you're Japanese, South Korean, Spanish, Farsi, Hindi, German, French, Austrian, whatever the country, if you cannot speak English, you write your letter of intent to get married in your language of your country, then have your sponsor get it translated into English, and you include the letter of intent to get married from the sponsor, the letter of intent to get married from the beneficiary, in original language, the translation into English, and the certified translation. You got to have a certificate of this was translated by a certified person. That's it. Clay 50, yeah, DS160, yeah, Clay. Don't do anything until you get the ready status, okay? One security squad. What if you're in the United States and she is in the Philippines? Do I have the interview here, or does she interview, and do you know how fast the K1 is for the Philippines and United States? One security squad. Number one, in order to qualify for a K1 visa, you got to be domiciled and living in the United States of America. Number one rule, besides being an American citizen. Number two, K1 visa interviews are not held in the United States. Green card interviews are. So if your beneficiary lives in the Philippines and you live in America, USA, you file the K1 visa to the lockbox in Dallas. You fill out, you submit a strong, fantastic K1 visa package with no errors. Then you wait about a year for the NOA2 letter. Then you wait 3, 4, 5 months to get the interview at the embassy in Manila. And the embassy in Manila will hold the interview. They'll conduct the interview with your beneficiary, okay? In Manila, not in the USA. When she gets to America, you guys get married. Then you file for the green card. If you submit a strong, fantastic, super duper adjustment of status paperwork, okay, you may not have to have another visa interview. You may not have to, okay? If you submit a weak green card package, if it's weak with the bare minimum, then more than likely you're going to have a visa interview face-to-face with an immigration officer in the USA after you get married. Y05 wants me to send you the link. Okay, you're talking about for the passport information, right? Now, I spoke to Karina about that, and she said that your beneficiary, your fiance, will know where the offices are in Venezuela for the passport information. Okay? And that she said she'll know that information. She should know how to do it. If she's already applied for the passport, she will have all that info. So ask your fiance, ask her, hey, do you know how to do a check on your passport? And Karina got her passport in 3 months, not 6 months. But it's taken 6 months now because Venezuela, the government, does not want their citizens to get passports, my opinion. I mean, just from what I can see, they're trying to make it as difficult as possible. But your beneficiary, your fiance, needs to go to the passport office in Caracas and ask, what's the status of my passport? She needs the passport. She wants to go on vacation to Cuba, right? Right? So she needs to be proactive and go in the office face to face. Where's my passport? When's the date? When's the appointment? Shinzi, hi Diego, another question. So the email that I got, K1FTP from NVC, it's not the welcome letter. No, it's not. And can I fill out the DS160? No. You need to wait. Shinzi, you wait until the ready status. Don't be in a big hurry. Okay? Some people, they get their case number and then they schedule an interview at the embassy and they don't have a ready status. And they haven't paid the visa fee, they haven't filled out the DS160, and then they wonder why their visa interview gets canceled by the embassy. Just wait for the ready status. Okay, that's the secret. The secret to this whole process is what? What is the secret? Patience. Be patient. Diana, wait, John Labat, Diego, thank you. Honest, I am asking for information. Thanks again. No, you're good. Ask me any questions you want. Diana. Denise Jefferson. Look. Holy macaroni. Denise. High five. Look at that super chat, guys. Denise is the #1 supporter of this channel. Or I tell you what. When I'm going to get Denise some souvenirs from Colombia. Okay? Karina and I, we're going to go and get you some coffee, maybe a T-shirt from Colombia, something. But we're going to get you something, Denise, and we will mail it to you from here. We won't mail it to you from Colombia because you may never see it. But Denise, thank you for that super chat. And Y05, I want to help you, Y05, with your beneficiary, okay? She's Venezuelan. I want to help her. But she's got to help herself. She can go to an office and make a call and find out what's the status of her passport, okay? She can do that. And Shinzi, you don't do anything, Shinzi, until you get the ready status, okay? Diana, do we have to translate everything into English? Okay, this is what you need to translate into English. The police certificate. Karina's got 2 police certificates, one from Colombia, one from Venezuela. I translated them both into English. You know what I didn't? I used a company called the Spanish Group. Her birth certificate is all in Spanish. I translated it into English. Her college transcripts from her university, she got degreed up in tax accounting. Her college transcripts from university in Venezuela, I got them translated into English. The letter of intent to get married, she wrote a beautiful letter of intent to get married in Spanish because she can't speak English. I translated that into English. Okay, those are the things. Every document, no. Chat logs, no. If you got 50,000 chat logs in WhatsApp, okay, and it's all in Spanish or South Korean or whatever, don't spend $1 million translating all those chat logs into English. Just submit them as is. You'll be fine. But the ones that they care about, birth certificates, police certificates, letters of intent to get married, okay? Those have got to be translated into English. And if you have any college transcripts, if your beneficiary went to college, or he or she has a college degree from the University of Bogota, University of wherever, Phnom Penh, whatever. Get those college transcripts and that diploma, get it translated into English and include it in the K1 visa package and include it, okay? Because that's going to help you. It's going to help you with the K1 visa, get approval. Immigration's going to say, well, they looked at my K1 visa package. They say, well, heck, look here. Karina's got a degree in tax accounting. Man. And he translated all everything into English for me so I can understand what the courses she took. Immigration said, okay, Karina is going to do good in the United States, right? She could become a tax accountant somewhere, whatever she wants to do. But she's a businesswoman. She's an entrepreneur. She wants to start her own business. So she's probably not going to be a tax accountant when she gets here. She's going to be a businesswoman, okay? She's a capitalist entrepreneur. And her work ethic is so strong, I think she'll be a millionaire probably in 3 to 4 years. That's how hard she works, okay? Mr. Beneficiary, whatever country you live in, wherever you are in the world right now, I don't care what country it is. When you come to America, here is a golden opportunity for you to become a millionaire. But you got to be willing to work hard. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't quit. Don't surrender to negativity. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. If somebody says, oh, you can't do that, go ahead and do it. All right? Come to America and be successful. And, the reason you're coming to America, obviously, is to marry your sponsor and get married and live happily ever after, maybe start a family, which is good. But also understand this is a capitalist republic. And you have an opportunity here to do whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. If you are from a Muslim country, we welcome you. If you don't want to wear a face mask, you don't have to. It's your choice here. You have a choice. Okay, everything here is about freedom. Okay. Janet Smith, we now have the ready status. Okay, if you have ready status, Janet, then you need to start getting on the GS-160. You need to start paying the visa fee, getting the visa interview set up, and the medical exam, and getting all the documents together that you need for the visa interview. Paya, will this be an issue? Paya, what going to be an issue? Repeat the question. What will be an issue? Paya, you're good. Relax. Don't stress this process. Amuday Ajami. Hello, Diego. I have a new job. Well, congratulations. With special needs. Do I have to tell them at the interview? Okay, let me ask you this question. Are you the beneficiary or are you the sponsor? If you are the beneficiary and you got a new job, okay, with special needs, you're going to be quitting your job and moving to America. So immigration don't care whether you're whatever, they don't care about your job. But if you're the sponsor, you're not going to be interviewed. So it doesn't matter either. Only the beneficiary gets interviewed. So no, you don't have to tell them anything at the interview because you're not going to be working wherever it is you are. You're going to be quitting that job and moving to America. Sasha Lee, hi Diego, I don't have a COVID vaccine and there's no one here in Jamaica. What should I do? Well, you get your K1 visa, you get on a plane, you come to America, you get married within 90 days, and you get your COVID shot, and that way you get your green card. You got to have a COVID shot to get your green card. You don't need a COVID shot to come to America. When you go to immigration, when you go to the Border Patrol checkpoint at the airport, in whatever part of the United States you arrive in, they're not going to ask you for COVID or vaccination checks. They won't do it. Okay? And it's unconstitutional to do it if you're an American citizen anyway. That violates the Fourth Amendment. But if you are a foreign national, you don't have to show your COVID vaccination card. But you do have to prove your COVID vaccination status when you get your green card. So make sure you get the COVID shot done in the United States. And you can get one anywhere. CVS, pharmacies, wherever. Okay? It's not difficult. Get your COVID shot here in the USA. Sandesh Patil, hi Diego, I got an email from the embassy saying you didn't take any action in 60 days, so your K1 visa is expired. But again, they gave us 60 days. Please, can you have any suggestions? Okay, Sandesh, you have to email the embassy if you are in a K1 visa process. You got to send them an email. Hello, I'm checking in. It's me. What's the status of my K1 visa? Okay. If you just don't send any communications to the embassy after 1 year, they're going to terminate your visa. Once a week, write an email to the embassy. Hello, it's me checking in. Because you told me here in this post, you got an email from the embassy saying you didn't take any action in 60 days. You, as in you didn't send them an email. You didn't check in with the embassy. You didn't write them a letter. Hello, guys, it's me. I'm checking in. How's everything? What's the status of my visa? That's called taking action, okay? But it says here, let me see. So they gave you 60 days. So that you're lucky. They have given you an extension. But you need to get off this live stream and you need to go send an email to the embassy and check in with them. That covers you. AJ, hi Diego. I finally submitted my K1 visa application yesterday. Thanks for all the tips. AJ. Well, now, before you mailed your K1 visa package, did you go over it like 10 times with a fine-tooth comb? Did you go over it 10 times? Did you check for spelling mistakes? Did you check the passport numbers of your beneficiary was correct? Did you check her date of birth was correct? Did you check the spelling of her name? Did you check the spelling of your name? Did you check every block? Did you put NA in all the blocks that don't apply to you? If you did all that and you submitted 30 plus photos, and on the photos, did you put the name of the people in the photos, when the pictures were taken, and where the pictures were taken? You did all that, right? You followed the advice of Diego on this channel. If you followed my advice, you won't get an RFE. You'll get your NOA2 letter in about 11 months. You'll get your NOA1 letter in about 6 days to 10 days. Janet Smith, what date shall I add as the intended date on the DS-160? I'm not sure what to add. The intended date of what? The intended date of departure of the United States from your home country? Okay, when you schedule the visa interview, okay, let's take the I-134 for an example. It asks you when you're gonna leave your country, And for how long? Well, it's going to be no time. It's going to be permanent, right? And then you're going to, let's suppose your visa interview is on November 1st. Add 30 days to November 1st. So December 1st will be the date when you're going to leave your country. The DS-160, you ask me what date shall I add as the intended date? Intended date of what? The intended date of leaving the country? Be more specific. Departure from what shall I add as the intended departure date? 30 days past your interview date. So if your visa interview is on November 1st, put December 1st as the departure date. Sashali, so the embassy doesn't ask for it at the medical center. If the civil surgeon asks you for the COVID vaccination, you say, I don't have it. Okay? And then the civil surgeon will tell you to get it in the United States. Or he may have it at the doctor's office. The civil surgeon may have a COVID vaccination at his office, and he could give it, or she could give it to you right there at the medical exam. At the medical center, they may have it there. If they don't, that's not your fault. Get it done in the USA. Victor Saturnino. Hi, Diego. I had my interview on Tuesday and I was approved. High five, Victor. I think I'll get my passport on Monday and my flight to Fort Lauderdale next Thursday. Victor, look at you, man. Now, aren't you in Italy? If I remember, aren't you Italian? And you're going to be flying from Rome? Where are you going to be flying from? I think I'm correct. Brazil. That's right. You have the same name as another guy who is in Italy. So you're in Brazil. So you're going to fly from Rio de Janeiro into Fort Lauderdale. Is it like a direct flight? Let's see. AJ, I did. Thanks so much. Okay, so AJ, listen up, guys, everybody. AJ has promised me that he watched all my videos that I made for you. He put his visa package together. He followed the videos, and he hasn't made any mistakes. That's good. So guess what, AJ? If you did that, you'll get your NOA-1 letter, you'll get your NOA-2 letter, and then you're going to get your welcome letter, and then you're going to get your visa interview. Boom. Good job. Paola Rowe. Hi, Diego. Where do I find the priority date in the NOA-2? It's on there. If it's not, don't worry about it. But the priority date is on the NOA-2 letter, top left. But if it's not there, then you won't be able to find it. Brandon Schultz. Hi, Diego. Do I need to repeat the medical exam when I get to the USA? Or do I submit the Form 325 vaccines given by the authorized panel physician for the adjustment of status? Okay, Brandon, here's what I would do. When you adjust the status for green card, you have to include in the adjustment of status for green card the medical exam in a sealed envelope and the vaccination status of your beneficiary. If you don't include those in the adjustment of status paperwork, it's Form I-693, you're going to get an RFE, and immigration is going to be looking for it. And it's going to slow up your process if you don't include it. So if the Border Patrol officer at the port of entry takes your medical exam from your beneficiary and keeps it, okay, you're going to have to get a brand new medical exam in the USA, okay? They're not going to take her vaccination certificates and all that, proof of vaccination. But if that happens, if you can keep the medical exam from the embassy in the sealed envelope, if you can keep it, and the vaccination paperwork, include that in your adjustment of status paperwork. If the Border Patrol take it away from you, you have to repeat the medical exam. Okay? Immigration at the green card level in Chicago want to see a medical exam and vaccination status. Azar Me Dog Kit. Hello, Diego. Do you have a video about the DS-160 filing? Yes, I do. You're going to have to go on an adventure. You're going to become Jumanji. You're going to be Jumanji, and you're going to go Jumanji through all the videos, and you're going to find the one I made about the DS-160. And then you can watch it, and you know how to do it. Abdul Wahab Kanu, is the priority date important in the NOA-2? To me, it's not important, okay? What's important is the case number, the invoice number if it's required. Some embassies don't even need the invoice number. What's important is, can you schedule the visa interview? Can you fill out the DS-160? Can you pay the visa fee? Those are the three things you got to be able to do. Pay the visa fee, fill out the DS-160, and schedule the interview and the medical exam. Some embassies need a priority date, some don't. If you don't have a priority date on your NOA-2 letter, then you can't include it when you do all that other paperwork. There's no way, you can't magically create a priority date. All right? So, you're going to get it. This is a confusing process, guys. I know it's confusing. I know it's not easy. It's confusing, but I'm trying to unconfuse it for you. All right? Now, I've been speaking for an hour and 20 minutes. Okay? I got all those super chats from the supporters of this channel. Okay? And so I'm going to go get some Mountain Dew out of my fridge. But I'll give Amuday Ajami the last word. Okay? Why do they ask for social media accounts? Let me explain to you about social media accounts. Immigration at the Border Patrol Office. So when you fill out the DS-160, they ask you, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, for your Facebook handle, for your Instagram handle, for your Twitter handle. Okay? When you get to the Border Patrol Office, let's suppose you land at Miami International Airport, you go into the office to get, and right here, they take your phone and they say, I want to see your Facebook. They're going to go on your Facebook and they're going to look to see if there's anything nefarious in there. If you are a single lady coming from whatever country and they see pictures of you with another gentleman on the beach in your Facebook, they're going to wonder, why are you doing that? Why did you go to the beach with this guy when you're engaged to this guy? Why don't you have on your Facebook account, why doesn't it say you are engaged to your sponsor? Well, my sponsor doesn't have a Facebook page. Okay, but why doesn't it say you're engaged? They're going to look at your Facebook and your Instagram to see if, if you're doing anything that might indicate a fraud visa. That's all. But remember, if you made it that far to the Border Patrol Office, the chances of them looking at your Facebook account is 50-50. They may not even bother, okay? But they could, So if you are a single female with a Facebook account and there are pictures of you on the beach with a person other than the guy you're engaged to, and the same applies to the guy. If you're on a beach in Brazil with a girl, but you're engaged to this lady from America, immigration is going to question it. That's why they want your social media stuff. Kaiser, Diego, when should the medical exam be done? Before the actual K1 fiance visa interview? Yeah, Kaiser H, you have to bring with you to the interview your medical exam, unless the doctor, the civil surgeon, mails it to the embassy. So you have to have your medical exam at least 2 weeks before your visa interview. Okay? In the Philippines, that's a requirement. John Labat, Diego, it was mentioned before we can ask for 2 medical exams in the brown envelope and pay. Is that true? Yeah, I would do that. I would get 2. So you got one you put in your maleta, in your bag, and one you give to the Border Patrol officer when you enter the USA. If the Border Patrol officer takes it, no big deal, right? You still have a second one in your bag. Then that way you don't have to repeat the medical exam. Okay? Yeah, get 2. Pay for 2. Ask the civil surgeon, can you fill out 2 forms for me in case I lose one? That covers you at the border. Angel Tate, hi Diego, we're still waiting on NOA-2. We filed October 2022. Do you think we should get police record now? I'm worried about leaving everything to the last minute. Jamaica is very slow and hectic. Okay, if Jamaica is slow and hectic, and you filed in October of 2022, go ahead and get your police records, the police certificate. Yes, it's good for 2 years. So Angel Tate, get your police certificates. What's today? Saturday? Tomorrow's Sunday, probably closed. Monday, get the police certificates. Apply for Prashant Kumar, what about the return tickets? You don't need to have a return ticket to your home country, Prashant Kumar. If you have a K1 visa in your passport, that's a one-way visa to America, which is a one-way ticket to America. So you buy a one-way ticket. You don't buy a return ticket. If you buy a return ticket, immigration officer is going to go, what the heck? What are you doing? Are you coming to live in America or not? Get a one-way ticket. Angel Tate, the police record lasts for 6 months. No, the police record is good for 2 years. I don't care what it says on the police certificate. The expiration on the police certificate is irrelevant. The State Department, the U.S. government says if you get a police certificate, it's good for 2 years from the issue date. All right? So Susie says, hello, Diego, but I'm fixing to leave, Susie. I'm going to go get a Mountain Dew. John K, hi, Diego. Hi again from San Francisco. My fiance is in Cambodia, has her interview November 30th. Can I send her the I-134 via email? No, you cannot, John K. You have to send her I-134 via DHL or FedEx. She's got to have the original I-134 signed and in her hand for the interview. If you have to get on a plane and bring all these documents to her, get on a plane and bring them to her. Copies, emails won't cut it. And Susie says, I'm just waiting to schedule an interview in Nigeria. And with that, Susie gets the last word, and I'm going to go get a Mountain Dew. I will see you guys on Monday at 7 p.m.